Hi everyone, today we have with us Pooja ma'am. So Pooja ma'am is a placement head at iFeel College, Lonavala. So ma'am, आज हमसे आपको mainly जाना है regarding the profile. What is basically a profile? So because ना everyone thinks कि उनका profile strong नहीं है. If you ask me, based on my experience, किसी का भी profile strong नहीं है. या सबका profile is normal. So what is profile per se? कि मैं क्या करूं कि मेरे को एक अच्छा कॉलेज मिल जाए और फिर अच्छी जॉब लग जाए.
So you are absolutely right, sir. No profile is very much sufficient for anything. Whether you talk about corporate or whether you talk about academic need, and
Correct.
any profile, I understand that it is a rat race, and you are ahead only if your profile speaks something more about you. And something more about you is something that can be added all the time. There is no full stop to it. So that's the reason I also keep telling to our students that it's better you keep upgrading, self-advancing yourself, upskilling yourself with various other knowledge apart from the syllabus that you're doing from your PGDM or MBA
Correct.
syllabus. So no profile is very much sufficient, I would again tell, and keep upgrading, upskilling yourself, because you're not alone in this market who is competing, or you're competing only to the friends or the specialized friends of yours or peers of yours in the batch. You are competing to the lakhs of students at the same time who are
Correct.
running in this race, right away from your career to your academic and everything. So you have to be absolutely ahead of what a regular MBA or a PGDM candidate should be.
Correct. मैम ये बात आपने सही बोला कि end of it's a comparison. It works both way. From the student, they're comparing each other. Even the panelists, those the companies who are going to come on campus, the college also try to see कि इसमें extra क्या है. ABC is there with
Absolutely.
everybody. Whoever have X, Y, Z will be selected. So ma'am, any few things
Absolutely.
which will you recommend कि आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे कि मैं कर लूं अभी कोशिश कर लूं because I have time now to prepare for the interviews, JDPI.
So everybody has a different thought regarding this. कोई बोलता है कि मैं let me first complete a certain tenure और इसके बाद मैं सोचूंगा. But according to me, I think you should be very much self-prepare about what you are wanting to do in future. अभी तुमने already अगर PGDM या MBA ले लिया, at least have a set mind कि okay, I might go for this specialization. अगर आप एक specialization ही choose कर सकते हो, at least get shortlisted or shortlist with at least two specialization कि I might go for this or that. That is number one. So you have to be very much focused with what you are actually wanting to do. अगर आपको आपका destination ही नहीं पता, then how will you start the journey from? Okay, so that is number one. You understand with what sort of career are you looking out for in next 2 years. Post that, then you start preparing yourself about it. अगर मैं समझिए कि if I'm looking out for a marketing as a specialization, अब marketing में what sort of marketing I'm looking out for? Is it a sales or a core sort of job role that I'm looking out for? अगर एक core है, for an example, if I'm looking out for a digital marketing as a career opportunity for myself, मैंने सिर्फ बोल दिया कि मुझे digital marketing करना है in life is not sufficient. You have to start from day one itself. So whenever there is this induction or orientation time, that day itself I tell my students that you have to start preparing, and do not get only rely on college. College will give whatsoever is promised to you, of course, but apart from that, what else are you doing for yourself? Agar digital marketing is start with the basics, there are hundreds and unlimited sort of upscaling courses which are available for free for you, and it is not mandatory that you pay for these programs or certifications and then upskill yourself or so. It's okay, you just have to imbibe the knowledge. कल जाके अगर कंपनी के सामने तुम बोल रहे हो कि ओके आई नो दिस एंड दिस पार्ट ऑफ डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, एंड इफ यू आर आस्क्ड अबाउट दैट डोमेन, यू शुड बी आंसरेबल टू दैट.
Correct.
इतना प्रिपेयर कर लो खुद के लिए, आई एम श्योर that is the best thing. So first focus on what you're wanting to do and start working on yourself, right? And we're very lucky, these students are very lucky, Rao sir, that students can opt for hundreds of options available in this Google market. अभी तो chat GGP और वगैरह हर चीज आ चुका है. They just have to go और थोड़ा सा खुद के लिए टाइम निकालना. You have time to scroll down your Instagram, right? At the same time आप थोड़ा सा कुछ टाइम्स के एप्स देख लो, कोई न्यूज ऐप देख लो, या फिर कोई अपस्किलिंग ऐप देख लो जिसमें आपको खुद के लिए यूट्यूब के चैनल, यूट्यूब इज लाइक इट्स सेल्फ अ वर्ल्ड। तो ये सारी चीजें कीजिए। आई थिंक हैव अ टारगेट फॉर योर सेल्फ एवरी डे, इतना इतना सा। आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग ऑल ऑफ यू टू डेडिकेट योर 5 hours and 10 hours ऑफ लाइफ फॉर ऑल दिस, बट दिन का अगर मैं 10 मिनट भी अगर कुछ देख रही हूँ, तो आई शुड मेक श्योर दैट आई एम डूइंग समथिंग विच इज benefit for myself.
True.
I think that is sufficient enough for any kid to excel, you know. Have knowledge which is upgraded. Do not stick to what your books teach you.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट मैम। एक बात आपने अच्छा बोला कि फर्स्ट आइडेंटिफाई तुम्हें करना क्या है। ऐसा नहीं कि यू वांट टू फाइनेंस एंड यू एंड अप डूइंग कोर्सेज मार्केटिंग दिस एंड दैट। प्लीज
Absolutely.
select a area of forte and then focus on that.
You understand your caliber, what are you good at? Secondly, are you comfortable to do that specialization, and what is its future? अब फ्यूचर में अगर ये है तो क्या मैं वो एक्सेप्टेबल भी है मेरे लिए? ये दोनों चीजें देखनी पड़ती है, योर बैकग्राउंड एंड द फ्यूचर ऑल्सो।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट, करेक्ट। अच्छा मैम, अभी जो ये मेन प्रॉब्लम सबको डर है, जिसने गैप लिया है, दोज हु हैव नॉट वर्कड, सो और दोज हु आर जस्ट फ्रेश आउट ऑफ कॉलेज, दे हैव दिस प्रॉब्लम एज वेल, थिंकिंग कि मेरा गैप ईयर आ गया, सो मेरा प्रोफाइल खराब हो जाएगा क्या, ये है वो है। सो बीइंग अ प्लेसमेंट कमेटी हेड, यू बीन थ्रू सी लॉट ऑफ पीपल, so what you feel is there any drawback having a gap year, or how you feel it as from a student point of view?
Sir, this is all depending on companies pay, I would say. But do not underestimate yourself that मुझे gap हो गया। हाँ, there might be 10-20% of the companies जो gap नहीं मांगता, प्री एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया लगा देता है, जिसके 10-20% आई एम सेइंग हार्डली, जिसमें से जो बोलता है कि एकेडमिक्स इतने होने चाहिए या फिर दे शुड नॉट बी गैप एंड एक्सेट्रा, और उसके वजह से दे डोंट बी एबल टू गिव द इंटरव्यू। But if company is entertaining you for the interview, just prove yourself. I do not think then gap is a matter of something जिसके वजह से आप reject होगे. You will be judged on today's date, right? If today you can prove yourself regarding, okay, this is regarding whatsoever interview you're sitting out for, then I don't think so anything can stop you, whether it is your gap or your academics or whatsoever.
Correct, correct. I think people fumble because they think they have a gap and that's a big issue, this and that. So वो psychological उसमें आके public मारे जाते हैं।
साइकोलॉजिकली सिर्फ ये एक पॉइंट नहीं है, आजकल के फ्रेशर बच्चों को बहुत सारी साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम है।
Correct.
और इसका सिर्फ एक ही सोल्यूशन है। इसका सोल्यूशन ना आप है ना मैं हूँ, कोई भी नहीं। इसका सोल्यूशन है कि वो प्रैक्टिकली उस चीज को जब फेस करेंगे तो खुद समझ जाते हैं कि ओके, हियर इज वेयर आई स्टैंड, हियर इज वेयर आई हैव टू वर्क अपॉन।
Correct, 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 correct. Super, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And abhi iFeel ka admissions are coming up. So any advice you like to give to students from the GDPA point of view? Because I believe GDPA preparation same, चाहे आप कॉलेज में जाने के लिए हो या कॉलेज में जाने के बाद फाइनल प्लेसमेंट के लिए हो. So any tip you would like to give to students?
सर, टिप से ज्यादा मैं एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ आपको। मैंने बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ना इन पास्ट देखा है। व्हाट दे डू इज देयर आर सर्टेन ग्रुप ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स जो दे वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट विद व्हाट दे आर, यू नो। मैं अगर एक कैंडिडेट हूँ तो मैं खुद में बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ कि मैं ये कर सकता हूँ। सो वेदर इट इज अ जीडी और पीआई और व्हाटसोएवर द टेस्ट इज, यू नो, उसका कॉन्फिडेंस ही वहां पे बता देता है कि हाँ, इज दिस स्टूडेंट गुड और बैड, और इज इट एन एसेट फॉर द कॉलेज और नो। I've seen students who don't even who are not very much fluent in English as a communication, but they've proved themselves in terms of the confidence they had कि मैम मैं ये 2 साल में खुद को इतना नर्चर कर सकता हूँ कि I can easily crack. So I've really seen this. I would love to make you meet these students in the past who are our seniors now. Very few have seen, but confidence is very important, sir, when you want to whatsoever crack. And as a tip, if you wish to have a tip from my end, then I would say the best way is what I tell my students is stand in front of the mirror, speak to yourself about yourself के बारे में ना आप रोज 500 words का एक composition लिखिए और मिरर के सामने खुद को बोलिए. और if you think the day you think that okay I'm perfect today, I can face anybody in the world, I can be confident enough to face these interviews, I'm sure that will help at the most, you know. So stand in front of the mirror and speak about yourself, introduce yourself. Now again here also you have to understand, अगर आप किस purpose के वजह से आप वहाँ पे, अगर आप interview किसी company के लिए खड़े हो या किसी college के लिए खड़े, तो उस purpose के basis पे आप अपना introduction दीजिए, rather than I have this many people in family, this is my hobby and etc. That should be 20-30% of your introduction, but it should be more focused on if you're looking out for a career in post graduation, then why post graduation, speak something about your graduation learnings and etc. That those sort of insights and contents will really help you in terms of impressing your interviewers.
Correct. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much coming and talking to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure talking.